And these killings happened in a garage in my home. So there is no way you could say, and we are going to put him to shame, because
now that's why he's being arrested, because
in that place I have cameras.
Cameras?
Not only cameras, there were people who recorded videos.
That's why he's been he's been arrested, because he's got evidence, he's got receipts that show what happened, who committed these crimes. And I want to suspect that they've tried to get this footage, but all in vain. And how do they operate? Might is always right. Arrest him.
Butambala, a character called Kivumbi.
This is the president of Uganda addressing a member of parliament as a character.
When Kivumbi
Are you kidding me?
was defeated, they came with pangas to attack the police. When Kivumbi
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, what?
should attack the polling station. And that's what they did. When Kivumbi was defeated, they came with pangas to attack the polling station, and they were shot. 7 of them were shot dead there.
And this happened in my compound.
Mm-hmm.
So, in my house.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, this was a massacre by security forces led by the deputy RDC, who was at the scene of crime, commandeering the shooting and the killing of people and the massacre of innocent civilians.
You're watching Mordecai Marissa Live Political Commentary. Please consider subscribing to help grow Uganda's Voices of Struggle ecosystem. Thank you.
I cannot appreciate you enough for using your valuable time to always go on social media, break down things for people.
Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, whoever that's watching Mordecai Marissa Live. The Uganda Police Force has announced the arrest of Butambala County Member of Parliament and NUP Deputy President Muwanga Kivumbi. I'll go on and show you what the Uganda Police Force had to post on their Facebook page right here. I should remind you, probably here, you may not know. Facebook is banned in Uganda. The President of Uganda doesn't use Facebook, but the Uganda Police Force uses a platform that was banned by the President of Uganda. Make it make sense. Banana Republic vibes here. Okay, I'll read you here. The Uganda Police Force would like to confirm the arrest of the Butambala County Legislator, Honorable Muwanga Kivumbi. He's currently in police custody and will be arraigned before court in due course. They say his arrest is in connection with recent incidents of political violence in Butambala. Again, political violence, that's police's framing and stuff like that. But recently the President of Uganda came out and baselessly accused the Deputy President of the National Unity Platform, Muwanga Kivumbi, Deputy President of Bobi Wine, of terrorism. Baselessly. I'll go on and show you what he said recently, and then I'll go and show you Muwanga Kivumbi actually telling us why, how Museveni is being fed with lies.
Now, unfortunately, the opposition, some of the opposition are wrong, but not terrorists.
Imagine that. He categorizes opposition into two, wrong and terrorists.
But some of the opposition are wrong and also terrorists. So I will discuss with the other time when we had a meeting with the Inter-Religious Council, I told them, if we can find a way of advising these misled people.
Because they're misled. He doesn't believe in the opposition. Alternative ideas, absolutely. To him, that's an anathema of how his psychology operates.
So that we don't have to use a strong arm on them, it will be better. Of course, we have the capacity to, because they were planning. Something happened in Butambala. A character called Kivumbi.
This is the president of Uganda addressing a member of parliament as a character.
Was defeated. Now the plan everywhere was that where Nup is defeated, gangs with the pangas. You remember pangas?
That's a complete and utter lie. This didn't happen. The violence they're referring to happened in the home of Muhammad Muwanga Kivumbi. But he's claiming that, there were gangs that were headed to polling station to commit violence.
With the pangas, should attack the polling station. And that's what they did. When Kivumbi
Are you kidding me?
was defeated, they came with the pangas to attack the polling station. When Kivumbi
Listen, ladies and gentlemen. What?
should attack the polling station. And that's what they did. When Kivumbi was defeated, they came with the pangas to attack the polling station, and they were shot. 7 of them were shot dead there.
Listen, lady. Oh, my Lord. The president doesn't even offer sympathy to the people that were killed. But he tells lies and continues to, because there's no one that's going to be like, hey, that's a lie. The over 10 people that were shot at, 10 of them killed immediately, were not at any polling station. They were in the home of Muhammad Muwanga Kivumbi. Okay, let's go on and listen to Muhammad Muwanga Kivumbi telling us about the incident. And oh my God, how is he confident in telling lies? Listen here just a moment. Okay.
So the president is totally misinformed.
Yep, totally misinformed.
Totally out of for him to say that gangs attacked a police station. There were no police station that was attacked.
Mm-hmm.
It is the military that descended to people in my home, and these killings happened in a garage in my home. So there is no way you could say, and we are going to put him to shame, because
now that's why he's being arrested, because
in that place I have cameras.
Cameras?
Not only cameras, there were people who recorded videos.
That's why he's been he's been arrested, because he's got evidence, he's got receipts that show what happened, who committed these crimes. And I want to suspect that they've tried to get this footage, but all in vain. And how do they operate? Might is always right. Arrest him. And you've got people who have proof, who recorded, who have these tapes. So I think as a failure of getting this footage, they decided that, you know what, we need to arrest this man. Remember, after killing, shooting at people, they had to carry their bodies in an ambulance and throw them at a hospital, dump them at a hospital. They didn't want to create a scene after having created a scene already.
That's why after killing people, after killing all the people who are there,
yep,
they did another firing and ensured that they retrieved every dead person.
Yep.
And parked trucks and took them to Gombe Hospital. We have footage of soldiers carrying dead bodies.
They have footage of these people. They have their faces and names. That's why he's been arrested. That's why Muwanga Kivumbi has been arrested. I believe so. They have footage of these people that committed grave crimes, crimes against humanity, murdering people in broad daylight. So they'll be like, okay, we need to arrest this man.
We also have a footage of 2 soldiers that were shot at the site.
Okay.
Therefore, for him to allege a terrorist act on me and on any of the people who are victims of state violence is extremely unfortunate. And
isn't it sad that you have a president of a country who's going to stand before the public and accuse a member of parliament of being a terrorist? I mean, is the president the judge of Uganda, of any court in Uganda? How do you reach that conclusion? There's no investigation. I mean, a reasonable, sane human being who really cares about something called due process would say, I think we're going to launch investigation into that. Try to ascertain what really happened. But you cannot. And in a country where all institutions are dead, the moment you allege that a member of parliament is a terrorist. That's actually this is an indirect way of deploying or telling your foot soldiers, the obsequious servants in the police and the military, to do your dirty work. That's what it means. If the president says, oh, so-and-so is a terrorist, then what do you expect the police is going to do? But who is he to come to that conclusion? There's no investigation. There's no nothing. He's already judged and passed a judgment, probably. So I won't be surprised if maybe Muwanga Kivumbi is killed, or, is charged with treason and stuff like that. I don't know what they're going to accuse him for. Let's go on and listen to Muwanga Kivumbi again, explaining more about what happened. Listen here. Then we're going to go back to Museveni. Listen here.
To the nearest police station from where we are is like 3 kilometers away in Gombe TC. And there was no way. And it was at 3. And this happened in my compound. So, in my house. Therefore, this was a massacre by security forces led by the deputy RDC, who was at the scene of crime, commandeering the shooting and the killing of people and the massacre of innocent civilians. Those that have gone to the mortuary are reporting 15 bodies that are being reported from Butambala.
15 bodies, oh my God.
We are also thinking some soldiers were also killed in a crossfire, like 12 of them. All those are unaccounted for. So it cannot come to that extent. That because you want to rig an election, you go out of your way to murder tens of people. It's very unfortunate. The bullet wounds, the bullet spaces can be seen on video. The blood can be seen on video inside the house. So how would one, even if it is a crazy idea, begin to say that happened at a police station? My home, my garage, was it a police kiosk? So it speaks to a president that is ill-informed.
He's extremely ill-informed. I don't think actually he's ill-informed. I know he knows these are lies, but in an environment where institutions are personalized, are owned by one man, it doesn't really matter.
And coordinated.
They're used against his political opponents.
What it is. And I've participated in the burial of 6.
He went on to explain, where he participated. Let's go on and listen to Museveni one more time, and then we can call it a conversation tonight.
With the pangas. Now, those who came to Nakasero on the 14th, on the 13th, remember that I was up the whole night. I didn't sleep.
I won't go into that. But hey, that man has ordered the arrest of Muhammad Muwanga Kivumbi. Now, please allow me to show you some of the receipts here. Watch. This is
sort of huge
we need to pause,
problems with corruption.
Pause this before we play this. I think that makes sense. Okay. This is the gate of Muhammad Muwanga Kivumbi. The bullets were shot at people from outside. For Museveni to allege that this is a polling station, it doesn't even make me angry but sad. Like, how do you tell a blatant lie? Like, the president of Uganda, #1 consumer of security intelligence, is he being fed lies? Like, he doesn't even mention, they were killed at this polling station. This is of the home of Muhammad Muwanga Kivumbi. They were looking for him when they failed to open the other door, so they resorted to trying to open the gate. It is really, really sad. Then one more time, I think I'm going to show you one of the people Museveni referred to as a terrorist. Oh my Lord. Look at this lady. Look at this lady, ladies and gentlemen. What's that? Okay, let's go back. Jeez, I'm playing these videos from Facebook.
Very sensitive.
One of the people that were shot at, Museveni looks at this lady as a terrorist.
Bali mukubye wano mu kisambi wano nerifulumira eno kabina wano. Tetumanyi bamweriri oba lyavuddemu. Eddala bali mukubye lyerino wano.
She was shot at twice. That's Museveni coming to a conclusion that, all those are terrorists. Okay, I'll go on and show you the kind of complete turmoil we are living in as Ugandans. The arrest of Muwanga Kivumbi brings the total number of NUP leaders at top level to 3. Remember, they arrested, at first they arrested Mama Lina Zedriga, they arrested Jolie Jacqueline Tukamushaba, and now they have Muwanga Kivumbi. This is the deputy president of the NUP for Western Uganda, deputy president for NUP Northern Uganda, and this is deputy president NUP Buganda. Imagine that, ladies and gentlemen. And Museveni believes, this is a free and fair game. Really? We need to pray for our country. We really, really, really need to pray for our country. It is dead. We need a resurrection of sorts for Uganda. Otherwise, I don't know what's going to happen. All right. So, let me make a pitch here. Please consider subscribing, like this video, and write down in the comment section on what you think. Look at how I look. I was coming from dinner with a friend of mine, and he had just brought me home, and then I checked my phone. I'm like, hey, breaking news that there's somebody that has been arrested in Uganda. And he's like, hey, I got to let you go because you're rushing to the studio. I'm like, yes. So I didn't even bother to clean my face or do anything. I just started flapping gums like I usually do. So excuse my weird, funny look if at all you're like, what's going on here? All right, ladies and gentlemen, please, I'll be back here. For now, I'll let you have yourself a wonderful time. Bye-bye.
Did you enjoy what you just watched?
I'm sure they did.
I'm going to guess that you did. How about you consider subscribing to Mordecai Marissa Live YouTube channel? Thank you.